And we come up against pretended knowledge almost every day of our lives. If you start having a conversation with somebody, I'm sure this has happened to you, and perhaps you know quite a lot about the subject, but the other person will interrupt you and contradict you and come out with, oh yeah, well of course, and they actually have no information, but they're coming from a position of pretended knowledge. I find it quite often happens in the natural health field, perhaps, which is one of my things. You start talking about a particular, whatever it is, health supplement, and the other person immediately caps your story with something else that they know that's better, stronger, etc., etc. And so that's what we call pretended knowledge.
Pretended knowledge is an excellent one to recognise. I used to do it a lot, and I still do sometimes, particularly in a social situation where people would be chatting away and talking about their jobs and what movie they'd been to and what books they'd read, and it's nice to be able to, I felt, participate in the conversation. So sometimes I'd have to pretend I knew what they were talking about and pretend that I knew something about, so that I can contribute to the conversation. And I found that was pretty difficult at times, and I'd have knots in my stomach thinking if I said the right thing or if I made a fool of myself. And when I finally discovered that it was okay to say, I'm sorry, I don't know anything about that subject, it's much easier rather than to have to pretend that I did. So pretended knowledge has made interactions with other people much easier for me.
Pretended knowledge? What the hell is that? I could go on about this subject for quite some time. I have been an expert at this topic. These days I prefer to keep it to myself.